What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on the three finalists for the Jack Adams Trophy for Coach of the Year in the NHL, and who I think will win the award. Let's start off with Alain Vigneault, New York Rangers. They won the President's Trophy, had the best record in the NHL, and he's won it before with when he was in Vancouver in 2007. And I think one thing working against Vigneault is Adams always goes to the surprise team's coach, one of the surprising teams, and obviously the other two finalists, Bob Hartley and Peter Laviolette, coach surprise teams. We'll get to them in a second, but I don't think guys like this get enough credit for coaching great teams. I mean, there's a reason the Rangers won the President's Trophy. Yeah, they get a phenomenally talented team, but you think about it, they had injuries for a while. Lundqvist was banged up. They didn't have Kevin Kline for a minute. I think McDonough was hurt early in the season. And Vigneault was able to keep this team not only in the playoff picture, but really high up there, and to be able to have the best record in the NHL. And, I remember the Rangers were like a middle of the playoff pack, if you catch my drift, in January, and then in 2015 they just turned it on and won the President's Trophy. So I think a lot of that has to do with Vigneault, and I think he should get more credit than he's getting, but we'll see how the voters respond. Bob Hartley coached the upstart Calgary Flames, who are in the playoffs doing some great things. Hartley I thought was on the hot seat coming into the season, because I figured they'd be tanking for McDavid. I mean, something about McDavid and Sean Monahan as your top two centers with Goudreau. Playing with one of them would be amazing, but again, a very, very tough Western Conference. Hartley was able to elevate these Flames to new heights, and they did some great things. And they proved a lot of analytics people wrong, because puck possession, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, well, they won a lot of hockey games. Now, is that sustainable? We'll see. But for this year, Hartley did a phenomenal job. Good old Bob Hartley. Then the other finalists, my fellow Masshole Peter Laviolette, who really just in his first year in Nashville, got to bring the Predators back to being a legitimate Stanley Cup contender, and they're 16 points better than they were last year, and they return to the playoffs after a 3-year absence. I love Laviolette as a coach, and I think what he's done in Nashville is amazing, but I just think it's funny, if he wins it, he'll be the first Nashville Predators coach to win it, and you'll get all the work Barry Trotz did over the years, even the work Trotz did in Washington. It's like, what's this guy gonna do? But I'm talking about Trotz this season in Washington. Duh. But you look at Nashville again. They weren't potentially as bad as Calgary. And you got to go with like Pekka Rinne. You're gonna win hockey games, and you got the best defenseman in the NHL. You're gonna be in a lot of games, but they were able to be one of the best teams in the league. Early playoff exit, but that's all the voting's done for the playoffs. So, but my pick is Hartley. I just think he got the most out of his players every single day. They got a lot of interesting fits, and Hartley's able to kind of move the puzzle pieces around the board and do a phenomenal job. And I love this Flames team. I love watching this Flames team play. They play for each other. They play an entertaining style. And you're crazy if you don't like watching Calgary Flames hockey. And I know it's kind of a cliche, but there are much better days ahead in Calgary, and they're on a little bit of a playoff run now, but this is a taste of the future, and the future's right up there in Alberta. Anyway, that's all I got for the Power Play with CJ on the 3 Jack Adams Trophy finalists. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.